What is going on? It is John Blanco with the Dads After Dark show here with a first look of Fire Emblem Engage. Oh, Fire Emblem is just one of my favorite series of all time. Absolutely loved it. I have been playing this series since awakened me really to tactics games. And Intelligent Systems is one of the best developers that a lot of people aren't even familiar with. But Intelligent Systems has gone, they go all the way back to the 80s with Nintendo. They only build Nintendo games. I don't even know if does Nintendo own them? I don't know. It feels like they do. But they've done all the Fire Emblem games. They do the WarioWare games. They did the Pushmo and the Crashmos and the Pushmo Worlds. They did the Advance Wars series. I mean, if you're into tactics, Intelligent Systems is your baby. But as I've gotten older, probably more into like Paper Mario series, which is also Intelligent Systems, and these tactics games, specifically Fire Emblem Advance Wars. Just unbelievable. They're a top 5 developer for me, maybe top 3. Just absolutely love their games. So Fire Emblem Engage, I have been hyped for ever since it was announced, and I've tried to avoid knowing too much about it. So, boom, here we go. And yeah, I do this with a lot of the games that, I'm so excited for. I just try not to watch too many videos. Nintendo I keep hearing people saying they haven't marketed enough, but they've posted a lot of videos in advance of this release. So I don't know, maybe we haven't seen it on TV. It's not that kind of series, but it's more of a cult series. But if you haven't played Fire Emblem before, it's all about tactics, turn-based gameplay. A lot of the games also have relationship models. I don't know. A lot of the relationships aren't just like a dating sim, but more about making yourself more powerful with other players. So it just looks so good. It's that older awakening art style too. So much. Definitely seeing like this, like it kind of has this like Persona flair to it, doesn't it? I love the red. I love the way the ring hops when it rolls over the stone. So realistic. Oh man, I'm so excited. Fire Emblem games are known for their very colorful characters.
Fire Emblem.
I mean, the best part of any game is just to meet all these like crazy characters that they do. Oh gosh, I'm so excited. Now, none of the games really connect with each other. Not that I know of. I can't think of any that connect with each other. So you can jump into Fire Emblem at any time. And honestly, jumping into the later games is probably better. Because in the early days of Fire Emblem, they had what is called permadeath. And I mean, it's still there to a point. But permadeath was something that really wasn't really loved by, casual. So they started doing more casual modes. Look at this little demo going on here. They started doing more casual mode. So like for a while, most games would start up and say, do you want like classic mode or casual? And that was basically permadeath or not. The problem I always had with it, my biggest complaint with the series was I want to play the real way, but man, every battle isn't just about winning the battle. It's about doing so without losing a single person. So you could be 20 minutes into a battle, and then you lose somebody, and then you want to just restart the level. So I just wished it was like, I want a mode where I can play a battle, and if I lose one person, I automatically lose. Just make the game like that, because that's the way I'm going to play. Nowadays, in the last, like, I think few titles, they have this sort of time rewind feature, and you can kind of go back in time a little bit. So a certain number of times per battle, you can rewind to a previous move. That is the ideal way to play because you still have permadeath, and I'm just gonna get it started here. You still have permadeath, but you have an in-game way to avoid just mistakes. Sometimes you just move the guy to the wrong square, or you didn't notice a person hiding in the trees or something like that, and it's like, give me another chance at that. And sometimes randomness can lead to a downfall, and that's really not fair that you permanently lose a character because a random 95% attack failed. You know, so I just say. So I know in this game they have a limited number of rewinds, the same way they did with Three Houses, and then the one before it. I can never remember the name of the game before. Okay, so we can choose basically male or female characters. I'm gonna go with the male today. I really like being able to choose. This has been in every game. I usually go with the female, but we're gonna go with the male today. So the default name is Alir. I like to go with the default name, so in this case, I'm just going to go with it. If they suggest a name to you, that's the name of the character. I'm going to pretend I'm born today. What is today's date? The 20th? It's Inauguration Day. All right. Okay, so here, difficulty level, normal. I always go with normal. I love Fire Emblem to death, but I don't understand the people that do it on hard. Maddening. That's always been something that comes later in a series. Okay, so here's the question I mentioned before. In casual, if your unit dies, they'll just come back in the next battle. Always play with classic because you can rewind time now. And what's great about Fire Emblem games is such a great mix of story and battle. Here we go.
Almost time.
See, this
We can handle this.
definitely has a feel of like this is a story sequence further along in the storyline. They do this a lot in Fire Emblem.
Keep them back!
We won't lose! Not today!
Keep going! You can do this!
Here's the ring.
Our final battle lies ahead.
General concept in this game is that you have these rings
Now,
which will unlock
it's
previous
time to
Fire Emblem
engage.
characters. And now we engage. So there's going to be some strategy in which character you bring into particular battles. I don't know how the mechanic works because I don't want to know. I want to experience it, so I've avoided any content about it. All right, we've made it to a tutorial battle.
One last battle.
Go,
and the
Alir. One
war
last
will
battle
be
and the
over.
war will be over. Okay, they've done this before where they started the game at the last battle.
The others fought hard to clear a path for us.
The others fought hard to clear a path for us. We can't let them down. I think they're dead.
You're here at your
Here,
end.
This place will be your
This place will.
Okay. In a lot of Fire Emblem games,
Move in.
if you lose
I'll remain by your
characters,
side.
it's permadeath and they're gone. But if you lose your main character or like one of a set of main characters, then the battle fails, which actually is usually a better outcome because that will automatically rewind you back to the beginning of the battle. In past games, sometimes it's not so easy to interrupt a battle where you lost somebody and restart that battle. It's not just like reset your data. Like you have to like do some weird combinations. I don't know. Those are in much older games, but now we don't have that. Moving units. Okay. We won't go through all the tutorials, but basically to move your units, you just kind of dash around. So you click the character, and then oh, that's interesting. So usually there's like an arrow and you move it, but here it's almost like they let you run around in the blue to whatever you want. So that's interesting and new. Ooh, If you use the analog stick, he'll actually run at angles. I'll tell you why I really like this, because usually in these kinds of games, I will use the D-pad to get that sort of square-to-square grid movement. But now I can use that because I don't have to be so precise with the squares, so I can just use the analog stick. I like that.
You have no hope of defeating me.
I'm not sure I've really seen that before, where you can sort of move a little more freeform within a strict grid. Honestly, can't remember a game that's ever done that. Once all areas have taken place, and then the phase. So basically the phase just means the enemy phase. Now it's their turn to make their move. Let me see if I can do another thing if it'll let me in the tutorial. But this is a huge tip for Fire Emblem games. I'll show you in a second. He's within reach now. We can strike. So, okay, so a few things here. So we're going to click our character. Now, let's see if this works. Okay. If I use L and R, it'll snap to all the playable characters. There we go. Okay. So in this game, it's ZL. If you click ZL, you will see the focus of attack from the enemy. So notice if I put the cursor over the enemy, the blue squares are where the enemy can move to, and the red squares are up to where they can attack. So basically, all of these squares that you see are squares the enemy can attack. The blue ones are the ones he can move to, but he can still attack. A lot of tactics games don't have this. I just played Tactics Ogre. It also doesn't have this. But it's so nice because you can see when you're moving where you can move to. And I'll show you this feature a little bit later because it's more useful when there's more than one character. I'll show this later, but ZL is something you want to turn on as soon as every battle begins and keep it on. Okay, so now I can come and attack the enemy. One other funny thing about, I still love this, Fire Emblem. By the way, it doesn't matter if you attack from the side or not in Fire Emblem. It's not significant. Oh, what was I going to say? So now see in the bottom middle of the screen, well, all around. In the newer games, the last 6 or 7 or so, it'll show you what will happen, most likely, if you attack. So on the bottom of the screen here, you can see I'm attacking this boss. He's expected to lose 12 health, and he's expected to take 30 from me. So I'm actually going to lose more health. See that? The blue on the bottom says I'm attacking for 12. He will attack for 20. So I don't know if there's a way to avoid that. I'm just going to back up a second. If I have like a magic attack, yeah, you can see the red squares are where I'm going to attack. So I can't attack from back here. So I'm just going to hit him. I presume this is a battle I'm supposed to lose. Die here was ever your destiny. The rings are mine. See, Drew would like this game because it involves rings, right? He loves rings. You just saw Marth appear behind me. Interesting. Oh. So now this is the enemy attacking me. He attacks more strongly. I counter. Most attacks in Fire Emblem involve a counter depending on your enemy.
It's time. Engage.
Engage. Okay. When the engage meter is full... Oh, I didn't see where that was. Oh, that's the little round thing. Okay. Select engage. Your unit will merge with the selected emblem and gain access to special engage weapons. Engaging also unlocks a set of special skills. The engage state lasts for 3 turns. Okay, good to know. So when you do it, it's not just for 1 turn. Okay, so my meter, you can see the little meter next to me is pulsing. I'm going to click my character.
Yield.
I'm going to stop right here. Engage. Keep in mind, too, in Fire Emblem, once you move and then stop, that's kind of permanent. You can undo it, but it's not like some other games where you can kind of go back and change everything around. You also can't attack and then move. You have to move then attack. Alright, so Marth's bond effects are Falcon and Lodestar Rush. Alright, let's see what this is. Ooh, we're gonna get a little animation.
The time has come. Now, as one.
As one.
Emblem Engage!
When you hold hands, it sounds like you're getting engaged. Now, I'm going to presume this is not an animation you get every single time. A lot of long pauses in that.
We are now connected.
We are now connected
and
and
can
can
unleash a powerful attack.
unleash a powerful attack.
Together.
Together, Alir. Engaged units can use powerful engage attacks. Engage attacks are abilities that units can use once each time they engage. Wait, what does that mean? Okay. But it lasts for 3 turns, but you can only use the engage attacks once for each time they engage. For example, Lodestar Rush deals heavy damage. To use this with engage attacks, select Lodestar Rush and a weapon. Okay. So, I'm going to try to come from further away. Okay, so I tap the button and it says I have to wait. From 2 spaces away, wait. From here, I can do a Lodestar Rush. So Lodestar Rush is obviously from 1 space away. Let's see. Oh, now you select the weapon. So the reason why you select weapons in Fire Emblem games is because the weapons are limited. Think Breath of the Wild here, except they last a lot longer. So every weapon has a certain amount of uses, let's just say. So oftentimes you want to choose your weapon based on what can I throw away. I'm trying to see, I can't see where that number is, so we'll just pick it up.
My prayers
Another
are
animation
reaching.
for the attack. This one's probably
This is it.
You have nothing to celebrate. You are weakness
now in
itself.
Awakening, after you
You
beat the
will
final
never
boss, he
defeat
does something
me.
at the end. Let's see if it happens here too. Engage with an emblem. Use an engage attack. So there looks like there's some kind of achievements up there. We'll pretend it's Xbox. Boop, bloop.
Thanks to you, this world is saved.
Work here is
And know that
All
I
right,
will
game's over.
always
We
be
beat
with
it.
you, and that we will stand together again, as we. If ever we cross paths again. Indeed, that you will remember all of the 12
the
emblems.
12 emblems. So there's going to be at least 12 characters you can use with the rings in this game. Okay. So that was the prologue. Save. And look, I want to get to the first level here, but the thing I love about Fire Emblem games is they're much more snappy. They're easier to control, and they run faster.
Huh?
Oh, see now? He's gone.
Whoa.
He wakes up.
Tell me you're seeing this.
I mean, I love these characters already. Look at those girls.
Hello there. And you are?
In a time when we don't get a lot of
You're
color in
awake.
games.
Huh?
You're really awake, yeah?
You're the divine dragon.
No way.
No way. The divine dragon is finally awake.
Hey, hold on.
Also, yes, I know that's a dude. I don't know why Fire Emblem games often start with amnesia or something like this, but it works. And I love it.
Calm down, you two. What's all of this ruckus about?
Oh. Is that like an older Frederick?
Divine Dragon.
Vander.
It's a miracle. An utter miracle.
They seem to recognize
The
him.
Divine One, that I might live to see you standing before me. What an honor.
That's right.
Not to be rude, but who are you?
Interesting that our main character does talk more. Been a while. I'm gonna put on auto
Oh,
advance.
apologies. I lost myself for a moment there.
Usually the
My
main
name
character is a little
Vander.
mute.
I am the 32nd
Not totally mute,
steward
but
of the
mostly
dragon.
Hello, Sir Vander?
Oh, my Divine One. There is no need to address me as such. Simply Vander will do.
See? I told you
That's
the
interesting.
divine
There's a
dragon
character
was
named
awake.
Xander, if I
we were
recall.
telling the truth.
But this is
You two.
Vander.
I don't believe I got your names.
There's so many
Oh,
characters
sorry.
they run out of names.
We were so excited we forgot to introduce ourselves. We're the 33rd Stewards of the Dragon. My name's Clan. Pleased to meet you.
Sorry, I
And
called you a
I'm
girl.
Fram. We're twins.
Clan and
We've
Fran.
been
Ah, I
waiting
hate when they make names.
forever for you to wake up.
All right. F for
As stewards of the
female,
dragon,
C
our
for-
mission is to protect and provide for you. Generation after generation of our
dude.
predecessors waited for you to rise from your slumber.
I already forgot his
I'll
name.
admit,
Clander?
I am astonished to see it has finally happened.
I don't like
You
these
see,
bizarre names.
1,000 years
Really
have
bad name.
passed since the first steward.
1,000
took
years
their
have passed
post.
since the first steward took their
1,000
post.
years?
1,000 years. Take
That's
that breath
how
of the
long
wild.
I've been asleep?
1,000.
Indeed. Your mother, Lumera, the Divine Dragon Monarch, has long awaited this day. Finally, you, a Divine Dragon yourself, have awakened.
So does this mean all
This surely
the Fire Emblem players he
signifies great
awakens all
things.
came after him?
Slow down.
Or
This
they
monarch
even-
you mentioned, she's my mother?
And I'm a divine dragon, you called it?
Oh, dear. Is your memory hazy, Divine One?
I'll give
know
this
my
dialogue
name,
a little
but
bit longer.
That's about
I
it.
don't want to sit on dialogue
You
the whole time.
can't remember anything else?
Maybe you're just feeling groggy because of all that sleep.
But I don't even know who I am.
It's a
Fret
video
not.
game. I don't know who
Such
I am. I
lapses in
forgot.
memory are to be expected after sleeping for so long. If I may, you are a divine dragon, a member of a royal family of dragons revered as deities. Queen Lumera, the divine dragon monarch, rules over the holy land of Lethos. In the war 1,000 years
All
ago,
right, we're about
she
20
defeated
minutes
and imprisoned the wicked, fell dragon. You, Divine One, are her only child.
The war.
Let's see
The
how much
Fell
longer.
Dragon. I feel like I can almost remember, but
Please, do not trouble yourself trying to bring it all
So there's
back
been a
at
lot of
once.
commentary about the main
Your
character and
memories
their
will return
design
in time.
looking like Colgate
You are a being
toothpaste
of immense
or
power.
Aquafresh
A
or
deity,
whatever it is.
no less.
I
heard
actually really
many
do
a
like the
tale of your
design. I think it's
kindness,
cool.
nobility, and bravery.
I'd like to do my hair that way
Your
if I had hair.
unflinching heroism.
I'd have to do the
That's a
contacts
lot
for the
to
eyes
live
though,
up
but it's
to.
pretty cool.
For now, let us head to Lethos
I love
Castle.
the Fire
Queen
Emblem
Lumera
character
will be
designs. They're
thrilled
just-
to see you.
You know, these kind of
Perhaps
games,
the
you just need
reunion
some
will
unique
help
designs.
stir your
I've
memories.
played some
I hope so.
games recently where
Okay,
the
then.
characters don't have these
Onward
sort of
and
unique
downward.
designs. They're kind of
To
bland.
Lethos
It's hard to remember their
Castle!
names. It's hard to identify them on the battlefield. I think that's another big reason for it. Not that the characters are as identifiable on a Fire Emblem battlefield, but yeah, it's easier to see who they are with all the differences.
all this time, I've been sleeping in the sky?
You have, yes. The place where you slumbered is known as the Somniel, a fortress built upon an airborne island to ensure your safety. It is perhaps the most secure place in all of Elios. Only a select few
You would think
can
after
set foot
1,000
there.
years, these people
I
would be like,
see.
they've
And
lost track
you three
that they're
live there
waiting
with
for
me.
you. They make it.
Yep.
It's almost like they
As
just saw
stewards,
him.
we spend
a
our
week
time
ago.
caring for you.
They should be
and
like,
managing
"Who are
things
you?"
around
And they should be
Somniel.
like
It's
confused
a
as to
sacred
what's
place,
going on.
so we work as hard as we can to keep it shipshape.
But it's okay.
Royal family members visit us all the time. Well, visit you, really. The Prince and Princess of Firene, a deeply religious country, visit especially often.
They pray next to you, like this. Then they just talk for a while, like they're chatting to a friend.
I see. Thanks for filling me in, Fram. You too, Clan.
Clan and friend.
The Divine One said our names!
I'm kind of a big deal.
Thanked us!
I think I'm going to faint. Unless I already did. Am I dreaming?
Need I remind you that you are in the presence of the Divine Dragon? How many
Kids?
times must I tell you to behave in a manner befitting your station? Divine One, please, forgive this embarrassing breach of decorum.
Breach of
No,
decorum.
I strike them down.
I'm actually enjoying their enthusiasm.
You're just
I
as
really find it
kind-hearted as I
interesting that
always
the main
imagined.
character that you play is talking a lot and is
Oh, look! There it is!
I don't know how to
Lethos
describe it. Like in some
Castle.
games like this, they often
The
seem confused, you
Divine
know,
Dragon
and a
Monarch
little
is
like,
the-
yeah,
Yes.
yeah, okay, I don't know what's going on
suppose
here.
1,000 years
Okay,
have
kinda
passed
kinda
since
moxie.
you've been home.
I like it. Too many games just
Don't worry.
don't let you talk.
We'll be right there with you.
I'm just coming off The Witcher, and The Witcher
You can
talks
hold
all
my
the time,
hand if
so
you
it's-
like.
Thank you.
All right, let's rush this a little bit more. I want to get to a first battle because that's what we
How
came here
long
to
have
see,
I been
right?
wearing this ring?
How long have I been wearing this
Since
ring since
before
before I
that
fell asleep?
blue
That blue stone
stone.
reminds me of something. It's Marth. So we're gonna have this power like right off the bat.
Huh?
Always bandits. Wait, is it gonna be bandits?
Vander, are creatures like that common around here?
They're not. I've never seen them.
Monsters.
Nor
not
have I heard of
bandits.
such monsters appearing in Lethos before. This is a land of peace.
Understood. Well,
Shall we fight them?
Surprising.
As you wish, Divine One. You whose bravery knows no equal.
no, let's run.
Huh?
We haven't the slightest idea who they are, and we don't know how they came to be here. Also, they worry me for some reason. So, we run.
We run.
Well, did the Divine Dragon really command me to retreat?
Okay, get to safety.
We'll keep them distracted for you.
Send the kids in.
Come back! Come back this instant!
What are these kids thinking?
Oh no!
This isn't looking good.
Oh, my Hyrule story is going.
Clan!
All right.
Hold on!
Usually the
We
book
shall come
suggests
to
that it's
you.
a mage. I wonder if they won't be able to use their powers till we save the book. Press ZL in the battlefield to see the attack range of all enemies. Look at that! The first clue. Usually that's
Vander!
something that's kind of buried.
Divine One, stay back.
So
It's too
pay
dangerous.
attention to that one. I'm gonna show it to you.
Clan and Fram were trying to protect me. I have to.
Well,
I
good.
take
We
back
finally
what I
figured not to
said.
retreat.
This is no
This is
time
no
to
time
run.
to run.
All right, but
I will.
Okay, this is probably gonna get a little dialogue, a little tutorial-y. I'll try to skip through the tutorials. So if you play, you can read the tutorials.
what are these creatures doing in Leaf?
We won't sit here. Unless it
We
makes
had
us
best use the foliage to take cover.
best use the foliage. So there are environmental effects in Fire Emblem games. So if you sit in, basically saying it, your defense basically goes up if you're in certain areas, like Advance Wars. So now, what do we want to do? That's interesting. See, these are ground tiles. Look at the top left of the screen. These are ground tiles. This is thicket. Only flyers can go on top of these gigantic rocks. All right. If we use L and R, we can go between the characters. Okay, so it only goes between your two characters. And I can't control Clan and Fram. We have to save them. They're over here. I can click them. Oh, that's interesting. It tells you the chapter up there. And you can save. So usually when you click on an empty square, you get these options. Like I can save my current progress right now. Yeah, I like that. I like that summary of the chapter and the conditions right there on the screen. Okay. Vander is a cavalry paladin. I am a dragon child. Of course, obvious. I like the animations when you click on them. Look at that. That's so cool. Oh my god. And then the other thing is, it's still very two-dimensional. Even though we're, it's obviously a 3D game, but you're working on a 2D grid over here. It just makes it a lot easier to move around. Okay, so strategy usually with these games is focus on one enemy and take them out. Because if they attack you, it doesn't matter what their health is. They'll attack you for the same strength, whether they're weak or not. In a game like Advance Wars, the weaker you are, the weaker your attack. Same with war groups, right? So weakening multiple enemies can help to weaken their attack overall. But here you want to surround and destroy. So we'll take a look at these characters here. We want to go for some grunts. They're all the same though, so it looks like they're all just barbarians. So I'm just going to pick this guy. Now, what I said before, I'm going to hit ZL and see everything goes purple. That's because these enemies, there's a bunch of them, they cover basically the whole map. But if I move my my cursor to 1, I'm trying to use my analog stick more now. You can see that it sort of cuts off. So if we can take out this guy right here, I'm going to click.
I've got this.
And I'm going to try. Okay, I'm going to take. Oops. Unit types of various types, just a cavalry. Take his advantage, checking his type. That's right. I'm not going to worry too much about it because in the early battles, it's not going to matter. Right. So a horse can move further. So I'm going to move this horse behind this enemy, not for attack reasons, but because it'll make it easier for Alir to get out. So we're going to attack. And then frame rate on the game is good. I mean, these games tend to run at 30 frames a second, but so far it's been very smooth, and that's all you ask for. You're not going to get, you don't really need 60 frames for this. You just won't really notice it, but you want it to be smooth. So. I like that. All right, so we took that guy out. Look at that. 2 attacks and you take an enemy out. I wish a few other tactics games I've played in the past.
There are too many of them.
Too many of them. Divine One, get out of here. Look, I'm the Divine One. You're a kid. I'll take care of this. Okay, ally phase is generally the characters that are allies to you, but they're NPCs. You can't control them. So that's what these kids are. So when it's your phase, it's blue. When it's an ally phase, it's green. And both of those are going to be your offensive phases. The red one is when the enemies are
formidable indeed.
And a lot of these games too, you are trying to sometimes rescue allies. So sometimes that can add them to your party. Every game's a little bit different. They might just join me anyway. Obviously, these two will. To use a vulnerary. Okay, so vulnerary is just the health in a Fire Emblem. Okay, so now we're going to come back around. So now this guy's going after these people. We probably want to protect them. So I'm going to go against what I said before. I'm going to come over here and attack this dude. He missed his counterattack. You know what? I'm going to come here and attack this guy first. This guy reminds me of Frederick when you play Awakening. Frederick is way more powerful than all of your other allies. So the first time I played through Awakening, I got really dependent on Frederick, but you start to learn that you want to use your most powerful guys a lot less, because you want to start leveling up the other people. So when you kill an enemy, you get more XP than not. So don't overuse your most powerful people. So that's going to definitely hold true in this game. Make sure you use all of your characters. Wait. Make sure you use all your characters. You want them all leveling up. And these games tend to have training missions, and you can use those as well if you want to focus on your stronger guys and then use the weaker guys in the training missions. But I always try to. Whoa, there's
more enemies.
I always try to use my more
me.
powerful guys to soften up enemies early on, and then try to get my weaker characters to get the kill shots in. That's kind of what I get. Nothing to stress over about it.
Who said that?
So he doesn't remember Marth? What is this?
The ring.
Know that my strength can be yours.
I know that voice.
If ever we cross paths again, I hope you will remember me. Indeed, that you will remember all of us who took up arms to fight by your
What has
side.
Marth done all this time? Just wait?
12 emblems.
What does it mean to be a ghost?
Divine One?
Here we go.
Divine One! You mustn't do this alone!
Don't worry, please. I'm not alone. Help me. Lend me your strength in this fight.
I will be curious to see
Shine on,
if
Emblem
these
of Beginnings!
emblem characters can do area of attack, because a bunch of enemies just showed up and I'm pretty powerful already. What's the use on just one enemy? I have a feeling we'll do a little bit more. Marth is one of the famous characters in the Fire Emblem series, but I didn't get into the series until post-Marth, even though Marth ties in with Lucina, who's one of my favorite, maybe my favorite Fire Emblem character. So I don't have the affinity to Marth that maybe some other people do. I mean, this is one monster, and I got two people with swords, so kind of concerning.
That was amazing!
We did it. Thanks for your help, Marth. Truly.
Of course. It is good to see you. I was able to answer your call because you remembered me.
Do my eyes deceive me? Or is that an emblem?
With your help, Marth, we might just make it.
Of course.
Battle.
I will.
So, Emblem Marth strikes quickly and repeatedly, dominating foes with nimble attack. The sync will be easier and rapier bonus. Alright. So, we're going to come over here. I'll go to the furthest one. I'm going to engage.
Lend me your strength.
Here we go again. A lot of animations. Let's see, you can usually cut these off. You can actually cut off all the animations, even like these right here. I often do in the very, very late games of these kinds of games. I will turn them off. Especially levels I'm having trouble with, where it's like I'm having to do it multiple times. I just turn it off because it's like, look, I keep dying or whatever, and it's just taking too long, or maybe there's just a ton of enemies, and I'll turn it off. But I usually keep them on in the beginning because I just enjoy them, and I just love the excitement of an enemy just gathering up an attack and just crushing. Also, there's always counterattacks in Fire Emblem as long as your character is within attack range. So, like, if you're getting hit by a mage and they're attacking from a distance, your sword fighter won't be able to counterattack necessarily. But there's always counterattack happening. So it's always smart to, like, maybe not attack if you feel like the counterattack from the enemy will lead you to a death on the next turn. Maybe you stay away and then you hit on the next turn. That's always a strategy. Now, attacking from the grass gives me more defense. So on the counterattack, they might miss. That's it. Yeah, or it's a little weaker. I'm not quite sure what the usual attacks are yet. See, now the enemy's going to attack me, but because the enemy only has 9 health, they're likely probably going to die on the counter. Yep. So something always to look out for. And you can level up all your characters. You'll get XP. We got an MVP. So, I mean, this is great. This is everything that I wanted. It's polished, smooth, attacks. The battles they go just way faster. I love this series to death.
Divine
and
Vander.
Yeah, I'm so
Thanks for
super
saving
excited
us.
that it's here.
And,
I'm ready for multiple playthroughs if
sorry.
it matters.
This all happened
But that's
because we
Fire
ran
Emblem
ahead.
Engage, released
I'm the
today,
one who should
$60 on
apologize.
eShop,
You put
or
yourselves
get it
in
at the
danger
stores.
trying
There's
to
a Divine
protect me.
Edition as well, a big box
It's
version.
such a relief you're both safe
And
now.
Divine
hope you love it as much as I
hear
do.
more enemies approaching.
So that's my first look. I've been John Blanco. You can join us on the Dads After Dark show. We
More?
record
I
every
thought
other
we'd
week, but
gotten
we
them
usually
all.
have content in between. Check us
Evidently
out.
not.
And
These
thanks for
creatures,
listening.
Will there be no end to them?
There's more?